he reluctantly reacts as tinfoil HT. It's abbreviated, so it must be cool. Probably not, though. I would like to inform you of your, this worked out, like, I'd like to inform you of your, I should really write this down. Fuck it, it failed again. I'd like to inform you of your irrelevant involvement in our inspired investigation. That's 5. No, we get inform you of your irrelevant involvement in our experiment. That being said, whatever happens from here on out is your fault. Yeah, it's gonna be bad, but gotta put in the hours. Even when you're feeling shitty, you gotta try. So we figured out what we want to do. We're doing interesting things in our brain balls. So we have an idea of this is basically going to be, I think I used Grok for this. But what do we call it? Like this is structure for experiment findings. So this is basically, so the joke, the premise of this is that we are presenting findings from all of the simulations in our head. Like how do you explain everything? It's a really long, convoluted story that is kind of like Harry Potter or Hunger Games or Star Wars or Divergent or any of those stories that have you're on the opposite side of the top, you crawl your way to the middle, and then you become on the top and understand why the bottom exists. That doesn't make any sense, but yeah. So since I realized that like I'm trying to catch everybody up to where I am, because I've ran all the experiments in the vacuum of my brain, and yeah, so the other day I was sitting on the couch like, if we just conducted an experiment and was presenting our findings, what would be the traditional format of presenting the findings? The traditional format of presenting experimental findings in science follows the IMRAD, IMARAD structure: introduction, method, result, and discussion. This is the standard used in research papers, lab reports, these and many conference presentations. It ensures logic flow, reproducibility, and clear separation of what is done, what was found, and what it means. So the first thing that you need is the title, and that is the title should be concise, informative, and specific, e.g. effects of temperature on enzyme activities and synchronicity, whatever, include key variables in this and the study subject. So I think I did a pretty good job with that, with the title of the of the special, which we have being the third place. What the fuck is it? I don't have it memorized. I keep copying and pasting because I'm lazy. The third place Information Bureau presents a tinfoil hat time production, live from nowhere today, because I guess I deleted Earth. Mental Masturbating, a Pat McAfee show Speakeasy, featuring Simple Sean as tinfoil hat time. Woo wee out the woohoo. A Be Where Your Feet Are jam. And that's the title of the marquee. So it's concise, it's to the point, and it tells everything that we're trying to experiment. So when I came up with this simulation, I needed to solve a problem. Now, the first problem was that I was living my perfect day all the time, and then it stopped happening. When we're little, going through life, we're always asked, like, what's a perfect day? And we come up with these elaborate plans. And my elaborate plan, perfect day, was I have a very, very detailed plan, but the highlight of the plan is that I am doing some form of public speaking on stage amongst artists who are performing at a festival of sports and art. And in my mind, I see it being a comedy special, because I think comedy is the purest form of art, and it's where if you have a leader, a comedic leader, they're able to have the opportunity to have the same reaction that you have to his actions. Like, the internet is mean sometimes, and we say things based on our perspective, and we're wrong, and a lot. We're wrong. The internet's wrong a lot. Even when we think we're right, we're wrong. But there's no repercussions for the people saying it to the person on the internet. I think comedy is kind of the inverse of that for the people. Like, the people we're saying all the shit about, it's their opportunity to kind of say their shit without any repercussions. Well, minimal repercussions. You always have repercussions. There's always reactions, but a lot of reactions don't matter. Like the saying that I said to Tone Diggs, posted to Tone Diggs, and I was writing this. This is one of those Pat McAfee puppet moments. So I've been working on a joke. I don't know, these are jokes. They're just observations. Like, they're unique observations, because there's my person, she goes to the gym most days that she's home, and she comes home and I ask her how the gym was, and she's like, how was the bug, or how was the windshield? And when you say you're the bug, we automatically assume that, like, you got hit by the windshield. And I don't know how I came to think about it, but, like, if you think about it, 98% of bugs never get hit by windshield. So being the bug isn't that bad. Like, you're just basically floating through the experience and trying not to get eaten now, which was what you were doing before windshield was invented. So it's really not that different. But the 2% that encounters a windshield, I think they're, like, heavily defeated by the windshield. Like the Oregon duck in the Dookie video thing. That's how bugs that encounter windshields are. And I don't know. I think it's interesting perspective. Like, we're way more the bug than we are the windshield, and being the bug is kind of, like, not that bad most of the time. Yeah, but that's, in any event, that's what it is. So basically, I'm gonna just this is the discussion part of the paper, which is weird because I'm doing the discussion part before I actually do the paper. But, like, I think doing the paper is the comedy behind it. If you think about what I need in setting this up, like the title, we have the title. We're going over the title. That's what we're doing. So yeah, so that's what I was doing when I was setting this up. Now the vision, the perfect day is that event of me announcing in public. It was a big, huge thing. Everybody's having, or most people are having a good time. Um, there's a lot of artists doing their art, fans being able to be fans. Like it's a true experience that we're providing for a bunch of people. Like that's what I thought my perfect day was. So for me to achieve that, the only person that's ever going to probably put me on stage is going to be me. So I have to invent a stage, um, because if I'm going to do it, I want to do it the right way. And to do it the right way, sometimes you have to be patient, and sometimes you have to be willing to do it yourself, and sometimes you have to be willing to do it wrong for a little while. I guess is a balance. So the third place information bureau is part of the third place business structure because I have an unhealthy obsession with fixing society. And to fix society, I think that you need to create a parallel society. Most systems, when they get too big, like look at computers and servers and whatnot, if you don't have the infrastructure or the awareness or whatever to manage the system, you create a parallel system and have it kind of pick up the slack, things that are dropping all the way through the bottom, and then have the middle get picked up by other things. So yeah, so I basically am trying to figure out how to fix society, and I thought it was to take over the government and to start a religion. I thought that was like the original one. So I spent a lot of time breaking down government, and I started breaking down religion, and I thought about that's the way they would do it 2,000 years ago. You start a religion and take over a government. But now in 2026, you wouldn't do that because religions and governments aren't the things that are in charge anymore. So you'd start a business. And if you're looking at the most influential businesses outside of the government, you would have to say that it's like Google and Amazon. So the third place is the open source version of stupid people's it's the open source stupid people's version of Amazon and Google. Um, and we'll get into that. A tinfoil hat time production. That's after the joke of I didn't get through in the intro. I reluctantly react as tinfoil HT. I go by HT because it's cool. Abbreviations are cool. Mm, no, they're not. Stop being fucking lazy and just tell me what you really mean. That's kind of the flow of the joke, but I don't deliver it right at all. My delivery sucks. But that's where tinfoil hat time production is, meaning that like that's my part of this society. Like it's tinfoil hat time productions. Like those are my babies. Those are the things that I keep. Those are the things that I think are important. So that's basically my production, my contributions to society. It is live from Earth, usually. I don't know why today is just live from wherever. Maybe live from space. Like we are in the vacuum of space. Everything is successful in the vacuum. But I think there's going to need to be uh, an elevation to realize that we're no longer just. If aliens are real, then we're no longer from states. I mean, like if you ever leave your hometown and people ask you where you're from, you don't get to say weed sport, right? Like nobody fucking knows where that is. You have to pick it. You have to pick a city. You have to pick Indianapolis when you're actually from somewhere else. You have to pick Pittsburgh when you're really from Plum. You have to pick Buffalo when you're really from Lancaster. Like you can't say the name of your city, and most of the time people don't even know where. Like they know Buffalo is in New York, but they have no fucking clue where in New York it is, or Syracuse or Albany. Like they know it's in the little boot somewhere. And it's not the city. Like I know Indianapolis is in Indiana, but I couldn't fucking, like, if you showed me a map of Indiana, I wouldn't be able to like throw a dart and hit it or do anything. So like you're not even really from your city. The only place that people know are like what state you're in. And that's only if you're in America for the most part. If you're in another country, like I'm from New York, they fucking first they think it's New York City because that's like known everywhere. I mean, when you're like, no, not the city, from the state, they're just like, there, there. They have no fucking clue what it is. So that's that's why the from thing is there. Mental masturbating because most of our experience is just us sitting in a moment talking to ourselves, us mastering, coaxing ourselves into doing things. Like it's so funny that like I joke that there's three people in my head for the three different levels of involvement. Like your three different stages for you to perform on. And I can't possibly be the only person that's ever said this. There's people out there that have said something similar, but like the if it's not unanimous or it's not something that one of the other two can do, it's like a 5-year-old in my brain. Like I double dog dare you that you can't do it, or like I've if blah blah blah. Like there's legitimately those conversations going on between the different like tiers of things. Um, and oddly enough, most of it is the like I version of me, like the one that's not involved with the rest of them. It's usually shit talking the other ones. But Tinfoil HT does a lot of shit talking too. Um, but I think that's kind of the elevation of consciousness. It's like we all have this, and like just because I had to label it like that, the tinfoil hat version of me is the one that actually like is the one that is vibing in the ether and talking to the other people's versions of tinfoil hat time. The God particle, the entanglement that science is trying to explain is that the tinfoil hat part of the psyche is what entanglement is. Those are the same thing. Like science and faith have kind of crossed paths there. So the Pat McAfee show experiment, I think we've gone over that a few times. That's the experience that we're going that we're that's in culture that I can say I go for and like I would like to be. And the speakeasy is like the thing you do after that with your group of people, your boys, beers with the boys type of thing, where it's like you're not going there for anybody else but the company and to create an experience with that company. Like the ambiance of the speakeasy is secondary to the people at the speakeasy, if that makes sense. And that's kind of what this is. And the featuring Simple Sean is tinfoil hat time. That's just the illustration of the different voices in my head, and this is the show is going to be my experience with the audience rather than this discussion, which is the audience experience with me. And this is actually truly interactive. Like it's super beneficial for everybody. The woo wee out the woo woo. That just I think that's hilarious in all sorts of different ways. Woo wee is the art of doing nothing. If we listen to it, but it's actually just doing the things that you're meant to do. Because if you're doing what you're meant to be doing, you're never really doing anything. That makes a lot of sense if you think about it. Like everything in this entire thing, I like shit like that, where it's just like we've made things so complicated, we have to uncomplicate itself. I'm working on in my head like making this paper to say to people, and I actually like take out a thing, a piece, my phone, and I'm like, ooh, I need to have some training wheels. Well, or maybe some guardrails. Like if you think about, it, you ever like really sat and thought about the difference between like a training wheel is to keep you on a path. It's like a moving rail. So you're not even aware that there's a ground. And then you take the training wheels off, and then you fall for the first time and you become aware that the ground exists. And now once you realize that, you'll do anything not to hit the ground again. So you end up like leaning back and forth and like going in this weird fucking line. And so to keep you on a path, that builds guardrails, and you start bouncing off of those guardrails. Um, and then you forget to bounce off the guardrails so much you forget about the road, and you're always trying to avoid bouncing off the guardrails. And then only after you stop bouncing off the guardrails do you like realize that you're on the road and you need to pay attention to the road. But the problem with society now is we're not even on the road anymore. So if you sit still or find a path that's not running into the guardrails, then bounce yourself back and forth and up and down, or continue to bounce yourself back and forth so you don't fall and hit the ground. Yeah, that's gonna work a little bit better. The guardrail, like, it's a cool thing in my mind. I can't get it out, and that's why they're smart people. So I think the World Cup is proving one thing, though. Random thought. This is the shit that I want to talk about on here. Is like fixes for everything. Like, I think the World Cup demonstrates how everybody is really looking forward to like we all want super teams. We all want super leagues. Um, so if you think about it, like all of these leagues are trying to have an international footprint for money purposes. Like, but what if we did it for an experience purpose? Like the World Cup has shown that if you have these giant mecha structures, that you can produce a good experience for an entire country. So like, why not start creating World Cup environments for everything? Like, I don't know how shit's set up in Europe for soccer, but it's like, if you think about it, like you have 32 teams, which is what, six, what's 32? 4 and 6? 4 and 8? So you have 30 teams because it's going to be easier. So you have 6 leagues of 5 teams. And then you have, like, I invented this in North America. So North America has a shit ton of people, a shit ton of money. So you divide it up into six regions. And then you divide Canada up into 3 regions. And then you divide like Mexico, the Mexico to the Panama Canal into like 3 regions. Boom, 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 boom. Each region has 5 teams. So you have an international, six league international, and then you have a 6 league, 6 division league national. So you have like a truly yeah, I'm just not feeling it today. Just not feeling it today. Well, we made an attempt. We need to fucking get our head right. We need to get our head right. Well, this was shitty. We'll do better tomorrow. Always remember, there is no action without reaction. React with purpose, react promptly, and if possible, act politely.